Did, did, did it start?
Yeah, it started. We've been
Oh,
going.
oh shit! Oh wow. Welcome guys to the Lost Masters podcast. We pretty much have moved over to a new spot for right now, and yeah. So you guys want to introduce yourselves? Who we got so far?
I think it might be easiest to go down the ascending order of the Discord chat.
Yep.
Yeah, that's better.
So I guess I'll start.
Pyro, want to introduce yourself?
So I'm a Voltvex, and I basically do whatever I want on my channel. Video game related or anime related. Whatever.
All right, Frozen.
What's going on, my fellow residents? This is me, the Frozen Cavern, and today I will be featured in this podcast. I usually do a lot of Let's Plays and discussion videos on a lot of platformers and Kingdom Hearts related stuff.
And Varaf.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Adam, also known as Rap. My channel's dead right now, but it's coming back in December, so say subscribe to that.
And it's your boy Phantom. I moved channels again for like the second time. I do fighting game and RPG content, so yeah, come by and get the daily spiel of that. So today in news, we're going to be talking about D23. We're going to be talking about Jump Festa, and I think that's about it for all of the events that's going on. And just talking about what we didn't get to actually talk about in the last couple of podcasts. So like, we didn't get to talk about the Kingdom Hearts release date or the D20, or the original July. Was it July or June? I think it was June. The D23 Expo where they introduced Toy Stories and stuff. So knowing that, we're pretty much going to talk about all the news that was revealed there and just try to kind of catch up. So yeah. First piece of news we should probably talk about is the D23 Expo. So, what do you guys feel like is going to be revealed there, or what's going to be talked about there? Which I mean, we're going to go in the order of the Discord thing. So, Pyro, what do you think is going to be at the D23 Expo?
Well, I'm not very. I guess I'm not. What's the word? I don't know too much about D23 other than Kingdom Hearts. I guess Spider-Man coming out next year, so I'm guessing that they might reveal maybe like a Kingdom Hearts 3 release date or something. But that's basically all I can tell you.
Frozen, what do you think is going to be seen at D23 Expo, or pretty much told any new information?
I remember seeing somewhere that the release date would be revealed or might be revealed before, what was it, E3, which is surprising. So, release date is probably going to happen at D23. And I'm also expecting to see another world because I think they're going to reveal all the worlds before the game actually releases. So we might see one or two more worlds.
Yeah, I can see that because honestly, to be honest, I don't want to be spoiled in it, but it's going to happen anyway. But, Varaf, what do you got to say on that?
I think they're going to show off a new world with a new trailer, but I think that it might be behind closed doors because it's Japanese D23, and we missed, I think, 2 or 3 trailers from there. I don't think there's going to be a release date because D23 is happening in February, and I think Square Enix had a whole meeting saying that they wanted to show off all the release dates in April, at the end of April to E3, I think it was. So maybe not, I don't know.
Yeah. Personally, I don't like. I see us getting a trailer, but I feel like it's gonna be more story heavy and wait. And as soon as I start recording, there's like shit going on in the back. But no, I feel like we're probably gonna get a more story oriented trailer because we haven't gotten one like that kind of describes what's going on since the orchestra.
Well, we got a bit of the D23 Anaheim trailer.
Yeah,
Where,
it was like super small though.
yeah, it was.
So do you feel like you think they're gonna do what they did last time with like how they showed the D23 trailer and then like at Jump Fest that they just showed like a little bit of extras, or you think they're just gonna re-show the same trailer?
I think like if Square Enix is smart, they won't do behind closed doors, and I hope they show everybody everything. But like it's a whole like Disney type of thing where Disney has to give them the final say to actually show something. So I hope they advertise well.
Yeah, and it is unfortunate because it's mainly Square that takes the backlash from that, because everyone really sees that Square is the one that's saying that is that is closed doors,
Yeah.
and not Disney.
It could be Disney's fault too. We don't know because to Disney standards, they don't want to show anything that looks bad. So like,
Yeah.
it like most people will just blame Square and do hashtag Square be fair, but sometimes it's Disney's fault and you can't really do anything about it.
And then, like, when it comes to Disney, in my opinion, like, in general, not just with Kingdom Hearts, but with everything else, they tend to show a little too much at too much of a time. So you gotta understand where Square's come from to, like, yeah, we want you to get hyped for the game, but we don't want you to know everything about the game. Because they tend to do that with a lot with their movie properties and all that. So, like, I feel like when it comes, like, I don't really blame Square for it, because I feel like Square, they're trying to hype you up, but they don't want you to know every little detail about the new project that they're working on.
Well, I mean, like, wait, Fire, you want to go?
No.
Okay, well, I mean, like, with Final Fantasy 15, like, they went to, like, almost every single convention. They talked about the game, like, 80% of the time. I think they put out about 70% of the game just by going to conventions. So,
True. Not just that, but they showed up a lot of it at that, like, you know, they had the little, big ass event here in LA. Like, I think they showed up a lot of that too, and a lot of that kind of gave out like essential spoiler information. Because I think one trailer we even got to see that Arden may or may not have been the main villain. Just for people who haven't played, I don't want to just say it out loud. But yeah, what were you saying, Frozen?
I wasn't saying anything.
that was fine.
Oh,
You're fine. I think you said something about Disney like showing a bit too much. I was thinking like if that might be related to like movie trailers or something, but I think that's like unrelated.
Yeah, I could, like, it's just the point that I just feel like they show a lot just to get like the information out there, but I don't know, I just feel like they keep Kingdom Hearts under wrap for some reason, probably because it's two properties that, you know, are owned by two different companies, so yeah. But anyway,
They said struggle over ownership.
yeah. I don't know, just the joint ownership just doesn't work as well as it usually would.
I mean, like, Square Enix wants to show off a lot, but they can't because Disney's like, oh no, if you're gonna show something, it has to be like playable or like really good to show. So like, I understand where Disney comes from because they don't want their game to look, or like a property for their games to look bad.
Yeah, it's their image, essentially. So just mainly an image thing, but yeah, but do you think they're gonna split up the trailers in Jump Festa? Cause they have two events they gotta show. I mean, they plan on showing Kingdom Hearts off at.
Well, I mean, for this year, it's just Jump Festa. That's it. Because they moved D23 to February of next year.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah. So, like, normally we'd have D23 this year, but for some reason, they were like, we want to show a little bit more, so we're moving it to February of next year.
Well, I mean, it's like that's a little like because we don't even. So I can see them showing up the release date this year. Then next year when they show up just more like to other worlds, because I'm like it's a little too close to be showing off like anything too much. Like just like a little bit of too much to go off of. Like if you were to show off a world or something, it's either you're gonna do it way too early, which is in this year, or you're gonna show it off kind of like late, which is next year, in my opinion. It's just honestly weird for me.
I feel like when a world would be released kind of late would be maybe a month or maybe even 2 before the actual game releases, but we don't actually know like the actual time when it releases. All we know is that it's releasing next year, and for all we know, it could get delayed. That's for all we know. It still could, but at the same time,
you gotta be careful about that. And the more already threatened that the first time he said that.
Yeah,
It's gonna be delayed.
he will do it, but like everyone's pretty much expecting the game to release in like the last quarter of the year, maybe in like September or something like that.
Well,
I mean,
if they were to release it earlier, it would probably. I heard that they would probably have to make like some sort of DLC or something.
Well, I mean,
That's a possibility.
See what you guys are gonna say? Sorry, my bad. I'm a little excited.
even if it releases earlier, I don't think there'll be DLC. It's been in development for like a couple of years now, so I'd assume that they are doing a lot with the game.
I'd also hope so, because like I don't exactly understand how DLC could be implemented from a story perspective, because it doesn't exactly show you like where exactly you're supposed to be level wise. So unless they make it so that you have a particular level at that point in time, kind of similar to how 0.2 did, where you were already at like I think level 50 or something like that, then that's kind of the only way I can see that working. But if you have like a current level and you're at level like 99, you're just blazing through all the enemies and junk. So
one thing I like, and the one thing I could kind of say to where I can kind of defend PowerPoint on the DLC thing, Final Fantasy 15 was in development for a couple of years, yet we were given multiple pieces of DLC, and the game wasn't even really complete at that time, because honestly I feel like they kind of rushed through it, which is why we had to get like updates from important story details. Am I saying Kingdom Hearts is gonna have that? Dear God, I hope not, but it's not out of the question.
Well, I mean, like, Nomura is a perfectionist, and when he was doing Final Fantasy 15, he was perfecting the game. That's why the story felt great for the first few chapters. But when Square Enix was like, we really need this game to come out, Nomura couldn't actually do that. So it was a little bit like straining towards him, and especially since like people were asking for Kingdom Hearts 3 at the time, he had to step down from being director of Final Fantasy 15 just to do Kingdom Hearts 3. So it's like, to me, I think if a game comes out for Kingdom Hearts 3 or a Kingdom Hearts game comes out, Nomura tries to perfect it as best as he can for the player. Even if we get DLC, I think that'll be something like data battles or like another Sephiroth fight or something. I don't know. So.
Yeah.
I would hope that that kind of stuff is like in the game by default, because like Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 and pretty much all the other Kingdom Hearts games have like a good number of content in them, and you don't really have to go out of your way to pay extra for anything else. So I'm hoping you don't actually have to pay for it. If it's free, then it's a little bit acceptable, but if it's not, then it's gonna be questionable.
Yeah.
I would hope that it'd be free. I mean, because, yeah, we're like kind of in that day and age where we're going to be using DLC more for video games, but it's like still to pay for like Sephiroth fight, that'd be a bit too much.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, knowing Square Enix from how they handle DLC, they truly they just, in my opinion, just learned how to do it right. Because if we go back to the past games, like let's go with Final Fantasy 13 2, when it came to that DLC, it was essentially pay this much of money to actually find out what happens in the ending of the game. And that's the one thing I was like, on dear God, I hope Kingdom Hearts does not have that to where you gotta pay extra money to get the secret ending or something like that.
Yeah, that would be kind of stupid, in my opinion.
Like that legit was the reason why I kind of stopped liking the Final Fantasy 13 series, because like they tried to force like Square Enix was like, okay, let's try to use DLC more often, which they honestly don't know how to handle it. That's kind of why their first why Final Fantasy 14 didn't work out the first time, and then they had to go around and reboot it because they just didn't know how to handle like adding extra things to their games. What they'll do is they'll cut off the part that you need in your games, and essentially, yeah, that's generally how Square Enix handles it, in my opinion.
I think like Square Enix with DLC would probably be like play as Riku and find out what Riku did, and that's like $5 or something like that. Or like it's play as Kairi and find out what Kairi was doing. I mean, we all know what she's doing, but like you could actually like play as the character and whatnot. So
I would hope to have that like in March 3 itself, because I've heard multiple rumors that we could be like switching between like Sora, Kairi, Riku, and Mickey or something. I don't know.
I mean, I'd be down for that, but another thing that I kind of wanted to discuss with you guys that we didn't get to discuss because we didn't make a podcast for a long time was generally Kingdom Hearts 3 having less worlds than Kingdom Hearts 2, but with more content. Like, what do you guys think on that?
The quote specifies that it's less Disney worlds, so people are starting to assume that there might be more like original worlds. Like maybe we'll see more things like the world that never was, or like another original world for Kingdom Hearts. Which, if that's the case, then I'm totally fine with it. But the more really needs to know like what to say in quotes, because earlier when Kingdom Hearts 3 was announced, he said that there's going to be more worlds than there was in Kingdom Hearts 2. But then now we're getting a new quote that's saying that there's going to be less Disney worlds than Kingdom Hearts 2, but they're going to be more bigger and more spacious and actually feel alive.
Honestly, I feel like he didn't know what type of hardware he was dealing with before then.
I feel like
Yeah, that could have been a case, because I think like at some point it was mentioned that Square was having issues with the actual like programming and junk.
Yes.
So that's easily a reason why he could be saying that. But one point that I think I made in a video about that was that he could possibly just be meaning just Disney worlds in particular. He could have Pixar in a separate category. It's a little bit of a stretch, but that could possibly be what he meant. And if there is more like content inside of the worlds, then that's perfectly fine, because that is one thing that the other Kingdom Hearts games have lacked, is to have like an actual sense of life inside the worlds, considering that most of the worlds don't even have like more than 10 people in them. So if there's more, like say that 0.2 with the objectives and all that, they can have people inside of the worlds so that you can do certain objectives and stuff like that.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, I can see.
like what's worrying me right now is that like the worlds that we've been seeing within Kingdom Hearts 3, like none of them actually show like people, or like they don't show Sora doing like a side quest to get like new gear or to get a new key later or whatever it is. That's kind of worrying me a little bit right now, but I hope they do something about it or show it in another trailer.
Because it's like they haven't really explored or showed us. Like every world we've been through, it's been a barren wasteland. Essentially, it's been empty. Besides Sora, Donald, Goofy, and the Heartless, like there hasn't been. Heck, we don't even know if like the only world I could say that's kind of more vibrant, which is Toy Story. We just recently saw that, so they had no excuse not to have like something there. But even so, those aren't like living characters. Those are just like you can get in a mech or some shit like that. That's essentially what I think. And I feel like Tetsuya Nomura, like if he can figure out how to make it like how Final Fantasy 15 was, which were like you could talk to people for side quests, It would make sense. But then again, 0.2, the side quests were more like they were kind of objectives that you made where you didn't actually talk to someone about them. It was just already in the game. Like, here, you know what to do. Go and fight this Heartless or go and retrieve this item.
And that's pretty fair. Like, you can have your own set of objectives that, like, the game kind of just makes for you, or you can go talk to some people and do, like, a side quest or something like that you can add on to that.
Yeah.
My one problem is with the less worlds is like, what is like? I hope he doesn't reuse worlds like how he'll like. I don't mind visiting Destiny Island and all that, but if it has no story significance, I kind of don't really care as much. Like, that's even how I felt about some Disney worlds. Like, I just felt with like if they don't have much story significance, like Atlantica for one. And Kingdom Hearts 2 had no story significance.
Yeah.
That's why I did not go there unless I really wanted to upgrade my magic. Or like be completionist. So what you gonna say again, Pyro? My bad.
No, I said that was essentially filler.
Yeah.
Talking about Atlantica, yeah.
But overall, I guess one thing I hope they don't do, going back to the topic of DLC, I hope they don't make Worlds DLC.
Yeah, that would kind of disappoint me.
That also kind of does go back to what I mentioned before about the whole leveling thing, because of course you still have to have some form of like level cap for the world, but if you're like a level 99, you could just breeze through the world easily. And then not only that, it would kind of be impossible to have the DLC somewhat be story related as well, to like tie it into a particular point in time, because then everything would technically be like post beating the game, which you would be assuming that would happen, but you might accidentally go to that world like maybe when you're in the middle of the game. Like, say if you're a new player, you just got the game and you see all this DLC and you like are really interested in the Kingdom Hearts series enough to get this DLC, then you might accidentally go to it before and you get spoiled on a lot of stuff.
Yep.
My
And
oh wait,
say what you're gonna say, bro? No, it's okay, Adam. You can go.
My thing to add to like, I guess kind of Frozen is like, even if you get these big worlds, I don't want it to feel like 0.2, because 0.2 had like a lot of cutscenes, and those cutscenes would take up a lot of your time within those worlds. So which like resulted with like 2-hour gameplays or 2-hour like gameplays for like your first try, I guess. But then, like, when you actually, like, play just the gameplay itself, it only lasts, like, 30 minutes, maybe 20 if you're really fast with it, so...
Yeah. And I don't mind having a lot of cutscenes, because, again, it helps close up some story things, but it's like, the point is that you can beat 0.2, I believe, in an hour, somebody said. And they said majority of the game is cutscenes.
You can beat it in like less than that time. Like, I think some people have beaten it in like under I think under 20 minutes is a little bit of a stretch, but in like under half an hour.
Yeah.
But there's something I kind of hope they improve on. Kind of like have it like if and if or buts about it, because it's like, yeah, if the worlds are like an hour or something, I'm cool with that. But then at the same time, I'm like, if half of that hour is going to be just cutscenes, only 30 minutes of gameplay, I'm going to get bored easily. And like, this is coming from someone who like sat there like and generally had fun using Atlantica in the first Kingdom Hearts. I probably would get bored if it was just nothing but pure cutscenes. And like Winnie the Pooh's world, that's an example of just like a mini game and a cutscene. I know it's essentially filler, and they added it in that gameplay in order for you to get certain things. But that's all I got to say on that one.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts in general just like does not work well as movies. They work way better as games.
Oh, I learned that 2 Saturdays ago.
Oh yeah, sitting through a Kingdom Hearts movie for like 3 to 4 hours. That's what always bored me.
it's like I was trying to record it for the film festival, but at the same time, like, man, fuck this. And what I'm just gonna do is just probably record Unchained Key, upload that, and then record the other shit in parts.
I think
But
I think Unchained Key's movie actually works well, while it didn't have the best like endings and like whatnot. I think that's like the best way to actually do a Kingdom Hearts movie.
Yeah, I really wish they. Well, they said they're interested in doing one, but I honestly don't see how. But not chronicalizing. I'm sorry, I can't talk today. Putting the games, like trying to comprise the games all into one like 2-hour movie or 1-hour movie is going to be kind of hard.
it would kind of have to be like a behind the scenes kind of thing where it's a separate like story, I guess. But then again, no one kind of wants to have like a random movie that's canon to the games, because that's something I really don't like in storytelling, where you have a bunch of stuff that's in the game, but you also have some other stuff where you have to go to an outside source, like a comic book or movie or stuff like that, in order to get information.
Yeah,
Because-
so like how Star Wars is like, they'll have like this inside chance like the movies, but then there'll be like this one unexplained thing. Then they'll have like all these books and TV shows and stuff.
Or like how the Halo and Gears of War series had like these big ass novels you had to kind of go through.
Sonic Forces also does this too.
Final Fantasy
Wait,
15.
Yeah, I
No,
believe it or
Final
not, I've
Fantasy
never
15
seen the
was
Final
definitely
Fantasy
the biggest
15.
one.
Biggest
I've never
one.
seen the movie.
You have to watch the movie. You have to watch the anime. You gotta do like all that just to actually understand the goddamn game.
The unfortunate thing is, I got bored of the Final Fantasy 15 movie. Like, I almost fell asleep at some point.
It's really bad.
See, I didn't get this.
I don't know why people said it was good. I thought it was boring.
To be honest, all Final Fantasy movies are kind of boring, with the only exception I could say is Advent Children, and that's barely, because I fell asleep in like most Final Fantasy movies, which is only two, which is Spirit Within and Advent Children, which is pretty ass. I'm sorry, Spirit Within and Advent, like as much as I love Final Fantasy 7, or just the Final Fantasy series in general, they cannot make good movies. I'm sorry.
I thought the Final Fantasy 15 anime they had was it was decent in my opinion.
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah.
But like, in my opinion, the only time you can actually outsource like your story is when like a majority of it is similar to how Overwatch and Team Fortress 2 does it. And
Yeah.
if you not knowing the story doesn't really affect the game that much.
Yeah, I like that. Because
Otherwise, you need to be able to tell everything in the game.
I think that's
But-
kind of what worked about the anime thing.
I'm only asking this because I'm curious. Frozen, they outsourced Sonic Forces?
Yep.
Wait, what was it?
It was about like stuff about the Phantom Ruby, Infinite's identity, and stuff like that.
oh, boy.
Oh, can you guys excuse me for a quick moment? You guys just talk.
So,
But yeah, that kind of stuff, it's annoying to see.
it's even more annoying when the Kingdom Hearts orchestra was happening and Nomura kept saying like this will only be at the orchestra and you kind of need this to understand a bit of Kingdom Hearts 3. And I'm like, then why is this not in the actual game? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's kind of weird to like tie
Okay,
it
back.
to it.
Yeah, because we had the Terra nominee thing, and those characters never have met up before once in their entire life. But for
Wait,
whatever
Terra
reason,
nominee?
behind the scenes, it's never mentioned once. Not even in like Xander reports or anything like that. It's never mentioned aside from at like, was that at the orchestra? I'm pretty sure it was.
It was at the
It
orchestra.
was at the orchestra for 0.2, and then they had a
Kyrie and
Yeah,
Shion.
Kyrie and Axel.
It was Kyrie and Kyrie sending a letter to Sora, and then Shion had like another thing that she said.
And unfortunately, I completely forgot what Shion's thing was about.
Yup.
Just like we forgot that character was a thing. But I don't know why they decided to do that, because they didn't even explain where it took place. Like, did the conversation with the lingering will happen after Kingdom Hearts 2 or during Kingdom Hearts 2 and we didn't know nothing?
No, it happened. It happened apparently before Kingdom Hearts 1, or during Kingdom Hearts 1, I guess. I don't know.
I would say during, because before Kingdom Hearts 1, did Kairi still have her heart?
Yeah, it was only like after the Destiny Islands losing itself to the darkness and all that.
Yeah.
That was when Kairi lost her heart and she didn't become a Heartless, but she did still lose her heart, and that's when Naminé would be created. So it would have to be during Kingdom Hearts 1 or afterwards.
Cause like that's what I had to, because I was like, wait a minute, Naminé didn't exist before Kingdom Hearts 1.
And actually, I think a more accurate representation would have to, because I think the conversation between them was about Sora. I don't remember exactly.
Yeah, it was about Sora and how Sora's gonna save everybody. But that's weird. Because
okay, then it would have to be after Rechain, because...
No, but she also talks about how Terra has to go save Aqua in the Realm of Darkness. Which, you get confused a bit.
See, this is why you don't outsource things. We don't know what the hell is going on.
Yeah, when would she actually be able to say that? Because when would she know that Aqua's in the Realm of Darkness?
That's what I'm saying. It makes no sense.
I'm just gonna go in my own.
Apparently, the whole reason why Terra meets Aqua in the Realm of Darkness is because Naminé tells him to go there.
Okay, so this is like, because Aqua's been in the Realm of Darkness for like 13 years or something like that, and that's basically when 0.2 takes place. So assuming that that's correct, it would have to be sometime before 0.2 when Terra meets Aqua, but it would also have to be at least after Rechain of Memories, because then is when she meets Sora. But it might be after 2. I'm not... Well, no.
I don't know.
Does she actually mention about Sora, Terra meeting Sora before? Because I think the thing between the Lingering Wolf fight, I think that's actually like somewhat canon, but I'm not entirely sure.
The Lingering Wolf fight is canon.
Okay.
How did the Lingering Will go to Naminé, or did Naminé go to the Keyblade Graveyard?
I would assume that it would be Naminé going to the Keyblade Graveyard, because Terra does not know who Naminé is at all, but Naminé knows who Terra is. And I think that's mainly because of through like connections and memories and junk like that. So Sora has a connection to Ventus, who has a connection to Terra, and I'm assuming that's how it works, but...
Okay, I know we're about to sound like fucking nerds here. I'm actually gonna look up the conversation. And I'm gonna fucking decode this shit, cause this is really hurting my head. Alright, please. Cause I'm sitting here, and I'm trying to determine what the fuck is going on. And I understand the Kingdom Hearts plot line, cause even I understood how time travel worked. But this is hurting my head. The only reason I understood how the time travel worked, because I did try to relate it to X-Men.
Yeah, it says, Naminé says, I made it this far by following the links of those connected to you. Therefore, it would have to be from Terra to Ventus, and since Ventus's heart is inside of Sora's body, it would... Wait. No, not... It was at that time.
Going.
It was at that time. So Ventus's heart is still inside Sora's body, which means Sora would actually have that connection. And was it after that time or no? I'm trying to figure out if it was after the actual Lingering Wolf fight or not.
So basically, let's just read this from the beginning. This is gonna start to make sense. So Lingering Wolf, this place, it's in So it wasn't in the it wasn't in Keyblade Graveyard. Because she said, this is a world of your memories. You're the only one the people of this time don't know the whereabouts of. I made far by following the links of those connected. Now, but you're like, well, the memory he has is connected to the Keyblade graveyard. Maybe she did what she did to Sora, where she made a card-like world for him that looked exactly like either the Keyblade graveyard or Radiant Garden, because we didn't actually they didn't explain the setting, and that fucking hurt my head. What were you guys saying?
I don't know what's going on. Like, I'm sorry, but like,
For all the people who are locked, just comment down below, and I'll try to explain it to the best of my abilities.
Because Nominee says like, "She will be touched by a familiar light. Please guide her so that she isn't confused by the darkness."
And that's 0.2.
And that's 0.2.
But I don't get. Now I see why people say this game is confusing. See, this is why we don't like. They could have easily put that in a 0.2 cutscene. Well, this is before or after 0.2. Let me check. This was in August 11, 2016. Yeah, they could have easily done that.
Wait, it says here, then Nomura explained that the story happens a little while before 0.2, but that's not exact. Wait, was not going to appear in a game is a story just for the guests at this concert, which, you know, that that went well. It's still on the internet right now, but
it's like, what was the point of this?
a little while before Kingdom Hearts 0.2, like that's kind of vague.
You're trying to say 0.1? Like, come on.
Because, again, I restate, Nominate didn't exist yet. Unless he means at the end of the game.
Yeah, it would have to be somewhere near... Well, Aqua's been in the Realm of Darkness since Birth by Sleep all the way up to 0.2, which technically takes place, like, throughout the time span of the Kingdom Hearts series.
Yeah.
And if we're going by canonical history, she got stuck in there, and it's been 10 years since she's been stuck in there. I'm gonna count 7 because it's been a year in Kingdom Hearts 1.
Yes.
It was 10 years from Birth by Sleep to 1, so that would be 10. Then Kingdom Hearts 1 to 2 would be another year. And then 2 to Dream Drop Distance is another year.
Wait, really? That's another year?
I'm pretty sure it is.
Oh my gosh.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
They
been
are-
stuck for a long time.
So she's been there for 12 years?
I'm pretty sure it's 13, but yeah,
And I'm,
she's been stuck in there for a while.
Laura loves that 13.
He did it on purpose. Nomura did it on purpose, man. You know his favorite number, 13.
Because in Kingdom Hearts 1, Sora's 14, and in Dream Drop Distance, he's 17.
Sure as hell don't sound like it.
Like in Dream Drop Distance.
It's like, oh my god, they convoluted this so much, and I can't figure out a way to fix it.
It makes it worse when you start to realize that the Ultimania contains information that's not in
That
any
too.
games. It makes it worse. It makes it so much worse.
And it's also really important, but no one reads them. So
And
few
what?
people actually read them, though.
And so few people don't even know it exists. That's the problem.
And the one thing I don't like, I can understand it feels like a straightforward game, but no, even the Ansem reports are somewhat, are really, really canon. I'm not even gonna say somewhat canon, because when we go into that, they talk about time and like how Ansem spent most of his life, how he was sitting there just murdering Heartless and people. It gets to that point to where they didn't like. You can't outsource this game. There needs to be some hint that something happened. Like, low-key, if they did something in Kingdom Hearts 3 where instead of collecting answer notes, you collect pieces of Nominate's journal, and that explains stuff, I'd be okay with that. Like, every time you find a piece and you open it up, it triggers a cutscene that we didn't get to see. But knowing Nomura, we're probably not getting that. Like, but wouldn't you guys want to see that, though?
That would be pretty cool.
It would explain stuff.
Like that's what one of the Ultimate Spider-Man games did. You would collect the token. You could look in the token. You can look inside of the comic book. So that they need to do that with Nomura, like what Dream Drop did when you would beat, like, you know how they had like the little journal entries of the previous games.
Yeah.
They could legit do that with what we didn't get to see. That was outsourced. That way, it's technically not a cutscene, and it doesn't take too long to like implement what was there for players who don't like religiously follow the series like we do.
They should probably do that anyway. I mean, it wouldn't really hurt, would it?
No, and not just that. Let's face it. Even if they recap all of the series in an opening, you only have 1 minute and 30 seconds to do that, and some people just skip the opening. Like, we're not gonna do it. We like Kingdom Hearts, so we're gonna just stand there, listen to the music, vibe out to it. But no, like, for people who just want to play the game, that should be an option for them. But that's all I really gotta say. Like, there's gotta be a better way to recap the series. God damn, today is not. I'm not having a good time talking. But what do you guys think?
The story is already too far gone, and the only way to fix it is to have a complete remake of the series, and I know that ain't happening.
Nope.
I want an Unreal Engine remake for every single game. Make it happen, Nomura. Just make it happen.
Fine, but can he please take the Chernobog fight out of Kingdom Hearts 1? I'm stuck on that. Or like, you guys know after you beat Chernobog and you go into the cave and you gotta fight like those waves of Heartless?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm stuck on that.
Oh.
And
Yeah,
I can't do anything about it because I'm on proud mode and
Good luck.
I've quit the game twice already. And I was like, fuck this, I'm going to Kingdom Hearts 2. I haven't touched Chain of Memory. Did you guys know about that? People are actually like kind of starting to like Chain of Memories now.
Yeah, I've heard about it. I mean, I personally can't get into it, but I can see somewhat of a appeal to the game.
I mean, like it's not my cup of tea, and as you said, Pyro, like you can't get into it. It's me with the card system. Like, do you like Chain of Memory Frozen and Wrath?
I do like it, but I can definitely see why people don't. Now, when it comes to the card system, I can understand why it's like a little bit boring to them, maybe. But at the same time, it's never really been that much of a problem for me. So,
Yeah, Wrath.
For me, it's not that the card system is boring, it's that it's confusing to me, because we always had two types of playstyles, and the card system just was a little bit of a throw-off for me. I might play the game, like, legitimately later, but for now,
Cause
I
like,
can definitely imagine that playing Rechain of Memories is rather boring because there's not exactly much that happens in between, and all the rooms are technically like the same, but just a different world palette slapped onto it.
yeah,
That's definitely a major reason why I feel a lot of people wouldn't like Rechain.
For me, the card system kind of confused me. It was a little bit boring too, but it was like I didn't really know what I was doing, like what to do to open what certain door or whatever.
yeah.
Plus, it was like seeing the same scenery from like another game, other than like being in a castle and like, different cutscenes and stuff. So that was kind of what turned me off with the game.
it's like the only excuse I can give it was that the boss fights, other than like Disney villains, but like the organization boss fights are cool. But other than that, I can't get into it. Like, even when I got to the second part of Riku back when I had it on the PlayStation 3, I didn't actually see the point of the game after a while because I was like, well, if I can look up cutscenes of it, then I think I get the gist of it.
But like, if you thought that playing it on the PS2 version's bad, try playing it on the Game Boy Advance version, because that's like the first.
Nigga, we had a race about it.
I played it on my old laptop.
Yeah, we had a race, remember?
Oh yeah.
No,
I never played the Game Boy version.
For me, I never played the Game Boy version. Why isn't there voice acting for for like all the Disney characters. There's a lot of text. Why is that?
I don't know. They just... Well, I think it's because it's trying to make it so that it was like Rechain. Well, not Rechain. The original Chain of Memories on Game Boy Advance, because pretty much everything was just text, aside from like a very small amount of scenes.
Oh, I see. So they just wanted to like redo that type of thing.
Wait, the Disney characters didn't have voices?
Nope.
God damn it.
Not one of them had a single voice. And they were
The only ones that did were Mickey, Donald, and Goofy, and I'm pretty sure that's it.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm pretty sure I heard Goofy and Donald talk,
That's
but I've never heard anyone else speak.
There's no like actual cutscenes for them. They're all like in-game models just standing around and like doing their in-game cutscenes rather than like an actual CGI rendered cutscene.
Yeah, because it's like I remember doing the Coliseum one, because that one was where I quit the game completely. Like, all you see is like Cloud and Hercules, and they're saying what they would usually say, but they're just game models, and they pose around a couple times. Like in anime games, when they like move like a slight little bit, just so you know something is about to happen. I don't know, it's just really bad. So somewhat old but expected news, because again we gotta catch up on what we didn't get to do. With the Tetsuya Nomura is confident about 2018 release, and is not changing his original plans for Kingdom Hearts 3. Now again, this is old as shit news, so what are you guys' thoughts on this?
Since I did end up making a video on this, I'm just gonna say that I'll trust him, but I can still see a delay happening. I'll trust him as much as I can, but if a delay happens, I wouldn't be surprised.
Pyro, what do you think?
I feel like I can somewhat agree with them on that, except I think there is more of a possibility that there could be a delay, because it's like we haven't really gotten a release date yet, or like any information on, you know, whether or not it can be like in this certain part of 2018. So yeah, those are just my thoughts.
Okay, Baraf, what are your thoughts on it?
Okay. So with game development, I think it's very tricky for delays and whatnot. There's like I think with Kingdom Hearts 2, there's gonna be like a bunch of stuff, but it was just cut because they and there's a plane.
I'm sorry, I live next to an airport.
It's alright. No, but like with Kingdom Hearts 2, there's a lot of things that were cut. Like there was supposed to be like a giant there was supposed to be a whole other Xehanort fight actually that was completely cut out. It was in Frozen's Let's Play. You put a picture of it.
Right. It was it was basically like a... If anyone knows about Shadow of the Colossus, because this is basically how I'm gonna try and make it understandable. Basically a giant Colossus made out of the skyscrapers.
Yeah, it was like that. But I don't know if that's Shadow of the Colossus, so pretty much. But anywho, I think with games, and especially with Nomura, I think he might stick to the 2018. But if there's content cut from the game, I won't be surprised. It happens all the time. It makes it, it doesn't. That's it.
I wonder why they cut out the like. Again, do you think it's the hardware, or you think it just didn't fit his current vision?
No, I think it's just time, because the Roxas fight in Kingdom Hearts Final Mix wasn't even on the original disc because they needed to cut it for time, and they just added it later as DLC. So
yeah. And I'm sorry, guys, I have to get up and check something. My friend bought me Overwatch for Christmas.
oh boy.
But it could have also been like a hardware issue, because like they wanted to put Pride Lands in Kingdom Hearts 1, but they didn't know how to do it, so then it was just moved over to Kingdom Hearts 2. So the whole Colossus thing that we mentioned before could have also been a hardware thing, but
Yeah.
For all we know, we don't really know.
Yeah, no, I think it's it doesn't work in the game. If it works, then it's in the game. If it doesn't work, then we have to either A, wait for it to work, or try to get our team to make it work, or B, we can just cut it and put it out right now. That's what I take from the video game industry.
That's a reasonable viewpoint from that.
Yeah. I mean, we could always see this fight re-implemented in Kingdom Hearts 3 or something.
We could. But
yeah, and then wait, Serge, gonna say my bad.
Oh no, we could actually, because now we have Unreal Engine and not Luminous.
Yeah, so it's like giant boss fights aren't that hard as much in gaming. They just take up a hell of a lot of time developing them, and it's like knowing that, and this is coming from someone who took a coding class. That shit takes a long time to get a game to actually work properly. Cause like you gotta it's a lot. It's a lot to do.
Yeah, so basically, shout out to indie developers who only have like 5 people to do everything, aka Cuphead, who only have, I think, like 3
Yeah, y'all
people.
earn my respect. Cuphead is amazing.
Cuphead made, Cuphead with like 3 people, so
they only made it with 3 people?
I think it was.
Do they have any like outside help or developers?
I'm assuming they did.
Yeah, I know we're getting off topic, but at the same time, there's not a lot of Kingdom news, so any off-topic game we could talk about, I'm down with.
Bioshock, the original Bioshock was made by 7 people.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. And then when Bioshock Infinite was like wrapping up its DLC season, they fired everybody because they were like, oh, the company's too big. And we just want 7 people to just be on the team, and that's it.
Damn. I know that Fury wasn't like the game Fury. It's like a little it's a futuristic game where the character looks a little bit like a white-haired Afro samurai. I know that was only made by a few people. I don't forgot the developer's name.
Looking at everything for Cuphead, it was made by like 10 people.
Yeah, because it's.
Damn.
Because I was trying to say, like, it looked way too well polished to be made by like 3.
Well, I mean, Cuphead's been in development since like 2012, I think. Maybe
Yeah, it's been in development for a good while.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, I guess that might be why it looks better than how a game like made in 1 year would look for made with like 3 people.
Actually, I'm looking at it right now, and this is on Wikipedia, so don't take everything I say as guaranteed. But it says development began in 2010.
Wow.
Damn.
7
Yeah,
years.
that makes a little bit more sense.
That's dedication. I'm sorry.
And that game got like delayed, like heavy delays. So.
Damn. And they didn't even show anything until I believe 2015.
No, it was showed off at E3 2012.
Oh, I didn't see that shit.
That was like the earliest you saw Cuphead, and then I think it came back again in 2014 or 2015.
I remember it being at some E3. I don't remember which one. I think it was it 2016?
The reason when we're like showed like where I saw it was in 2015 when like I know that it was shown off that made me want to get an Xbox, but then I was like I can wait.
And then it's also on PC, so
Yeah.
Now I have another way of getting it, so I think I'm gonna cop that shit for Christmas.
exclusives and all that.
Oh yeah, let's see how well they're doing with their Xbox One X.
I don't understand what Microsoft calls an exclusive, because how is it an exclusive if it's on another platform? It doesn't add up.
I'm assuming they mean exclusive as in Microsoft, but even then, that's still dumb. Like, if I can get your game on PC, because there was a game, I think it was announced, was it at this year's E3? It was at some E3, but it was Super Lucky's Tale, and I was
Yeah,
going to
that's
be really,
it.
Yeah.
I was going to be really upset if it wasn't on PC, and it ended up being on PC, and I'm like, okay, cool. I don't have to spend a bunch of money on one console for like a game,
Yeah, like
which I
can-
wasn't going to do anyways. But yay, it's on
Yeah.
PC, so I don't have to worry about not playing the game anymore.
I mean, I get Xbox in general. Not that they haven't been doing good, but notice how they've been kind of cheapening up their console. Because this week's Black Friday, you can get an Xbox for under $200.
The X or
God
the S?
damn.
The normal Xbox, like.
I was about to say,
I'm
like,
cool.
if you can already get that, if you can already get the X for sale, like, holy shit.
Nah, that's still over 200. That's like 300. That was 300 this Black Friday.
Yeah, because like the Nintendo Switch isn't on sale either, which makes sense because it hasn't even been out for a whole year.
It's on sale for me.
But speaking of which, since we're done with all the Kingdom Hearts news, I'm nosy and curious and want to hear. Did you guys actually go Black Friday shopping and what you pick up?
I kind of went Black Friday shopping, but it was really online, so I guess technically not. But,
Oh, that counts. I did that.
I mean, so I basically bought a Elgato, what's it called, a HD60, and I'm planning on recording certain games. I'm not gonna be doing what like Frozen does, like with the walkthroughs or whatever. That's like for maybe like 1 or 2 videos or whatever.
Frozen, did you get anything on Black Friday?
Nope, because I am broke and I also didn't just do anything online.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You were out here asking people for Steam money.
Yeah.
Hey, don't expose me.
Like,
I will-
hey, you can give me a game, I'll get you something for Christmas.
I was low key tempted, but I was like, I don't got a card no more, so I can't help. I had to beg my mom. I had to give my mom the money, and she just bought Tekken 7 for me at the GameStop. I was like, why did you buy from there? Their delivery service is shit.
I mean, I have one game, but it's not really much.
What you get?
RPG Maker.
Okay.
Well, see, now we have a future game developer. When Volts makes his game, you guys gotta check it out. Raph,
Awesome.
I know Canada is expensive as hell. What did you get?
Oh man, let me tell you, the savings in Canada are so lit. They're too lit that I didn't get anything this Black Friday.
Oh my.
Like, I was upset. I had to pay rent, man. I live in college. I live in a house.
Bruh, I understand, man. Like I had to pay most of my money in October went to both my senior packet for high school, and I had to pay for my college applications.
See, my problem is that I spent cash a little early. I like just bought brand new PC before Black Friday. I bought 2 monitors before Black Friday.
Ah, damn, I should have done that.
So
You know what I'm curious about? How is Canadian Thanksgiving?
Canadian Thanksgiving was fine. That was last month.
Like, what do you guys do on Canadian Thanksgiving?
We do the same thing that you guys do just a month earlier.
Oh,
Yeah.
Pyro, how was your Thanksgiving, bro?
It was alright. It was more quiet than last year's, but you know, it was basically just regular Thanksgiving.
Frozen, how was your Thanksgiving?
It was very nice. Just chilled with the family, and I took a little bit of a break from YouTube for a little bit, so I didn't have to focus too much on that.
My Thanksgiving comes with a story. Would you guys like to hear it?
Oh shit.
Sure.
I just remembered that was Canadian Thanksgiving this year. So, rip.
That's you know, you're gonna be in our Thanksgiving. No, we welcome you.
Alright. Anyways,
The next,
Even though Thanksgiving already happened, but sure.
I know we welcome you next year. Well, I probably won't be in my usual place though. I got drunk this Thanksgiving,
Oh.
and I don't mean like how I normally get, like to where I'm like only have a little bit. Me and my cousin went in on a Jack Daniels. Like we both bought a Jack Daniels, and that was my first experience with that. And me thinking I drank it like I chugged it, not knowing what was going to happen. The next day, I mean, not even the next day, but the next few, I'd say, minutes, it got so bad, I found everything hilarious. And my vision was blurred. So eventually I learned I don't want to drink anymore. Because when I woke up the next morning, I wanted to, like, I had the worst hangover of my natural born life.
Damn.
So, I'm gonna just say this now, don't drink underage, kids. What do you mean, Raph? I'm in Britain. We can drink when we're 16.
The only time I drunk like anything with alcohol in it was like during New Year's Day. Like I still kind of do it, but we don't really get that much.
New Year's is kind of chill over because it's like the day after my birthday, so like everybody's kind of chill.
Yeah, that's basically us.
But yeah, wow, I think we've recorded enough. How much we got in there on the Raph?
Got a clean hour on the dot.
I like that. So yeah, I'll probably upload this video probably on Monday. By the time it's probably going to be too late to say, but I'll probably be streaming tomorrow. I'm streaming Kingdom Hearts, so if you guys want to just meet up in here, you can if you want. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Anything? What did I used to say? Shit. Anything you guys would like to say to conclude this? So, Pyro, you got anything you want to say to end things off for you?
Yeah. So I'll kind of self-promote my channel. Check out my channel. I do anime, video game, videos, stuff like that. I already said that at the beginning, so yeah. But check it out.
Frozen, you got anything to conclude this week's podcast?
Make sure you guys check out all of our channels in the description. I'm hoping it'll be in the description. And
I'll do that right now.
Let's just hope that Kingdom Hearts 3 answers enough questions. Because definitely after we tried to go into much detail with the Lingering Will and Nominee, oh goodness.
Yeah, that shit was something else. Varaf, my main man, you got anything you need to say in this off?
Yeah, thanks for watching. Gamora, this is a personal message from me to you. If there's some dumbass reason you're watching this, finish Union Cross. Don't make me wait until Kingdom Hearts 4 to find out what happens to those characters.
Oh my.
Like, why? Why would you even want to wait that long? It doesn't make sense. And if you're going to introduce characters into a story, make sure they're actually in the goddamn game. Not in the goddamn... I don't want to hear no goddamn orchestra conversation. I don't want to see it in Ultimania. No, none of that bullshit. I want to see it in the cutscene of the game.
Kingdom Hearts musical.
But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure that you guys hit the sub button and like all the channels. And yeah, have a good one.
And I'll see you guys next time.